Okay, class. So, welcome to our one of the last topics to be discussed. This is under the issues, trends, and then problems in communication. So, if you were going to look in the core syllabus, malalaman nyo that this lesson 10 to be specific, ownership and media control is under that. The issues, trends, and then problems in communication. So, first, let us study muna. Ano nga ba yung tinatawag nating ownership and control of media? Class, when we say media ownership, it refers kung sino nga ba yung may-ari ng mga media na kilala natin ngayon. The TV, the Channel 2, ABS-CBN, sino nga ba? It's the Ayalas. Okay? Uh, GMA, sino nga ba ang kumukontrol ng popular media site na to? It's network na to, rather. So, yon. We all know Felipe L. Gozon, and then even the radio stations, and then the newspapers na nakikita natin online, the online news site like the Philippine Daily Inquirer, the Manila Times, Manila Bulletin, yung mga ganyan, Philippine Star. Okay, so mahalagang malaman natin yung owner ng media because kung sino yung may-ari, sila rin yung nagbabayad. Of course, sila yung nagpapatakbo ng kumpanya, at saka nagbibigay ng direction doon sa content na ilalaman nung different media na yun. Okay? Either TV, broadcast media, or the print media. So, sorry, ABS-CBN pala, i-correct lang natin, ang may-ari ay yung mga Lopez. Okay? And then GMA Network naman, pag-aari yon tama, ni isa sa owner nun si Dr. Gozon, and then Duavit Jimenez family. Okay? So, TV5, ito pala ay pag-aari ng MVP Group uh, company or the Manny V. Pangilinan. Okay? So, yon. So when we say media control naman, sino nga ba yung may mga kapangyarihang mag-influence or mag-influence, maka-impluwensya sa mga media na to, magdikta ng mga pwedeng i-content, mga information na lalabas. So that is what the media, control of media is. So, yung media control class, ito ay, of course, under ng kanilang owners, ano pa, government, the advertisers na pinipili nilang ipalabas. And of course, class, the politicians. Yung mga politicians, may direct control sila sa tinatawag nating media. Sino pa? The other powerful groups. So, yun. So when we say media control, ito yung kung paano yung isang tao o grupo is nakaka-apekto o may kakayanang maka-apekto doon sa content na lalabas doon sa isang specific media outlet. Okay? So for the discussion class, let's have these questions. Tatlo to. And if you're going to reflect in these questions, uh, magaganda sila because it answers somehow the entire discussion na meron tayo. Okay? So the first question, class, how can people evaluate the reliability of information if they don't know who provides it? 'Di ba? Paano makokontrol ng mga tao kung gaano katotoo yung mga impormasyon or mga impormasyon na nakita natin online if we do not know kung sino yung nagpo-provide? Okay? Kung sa history nga class, inaaral natin yung tinatawag na tawag dito, credibility of the resources, of the primary source na nakuha natin, of course, yung media mahalaga rin nating malaman kung sino yung nagmamay-ari nito, 'di ba? So yun. And of course, in our Philippine Constitution, the 1987 Constitution class, may right tayong mga nanonood doon. Okay? So pangalawang question, how can journalists work properly if they don't know who controls the company they work for? Of course, these journalists class, they know kung sino ang kumokontrol ng kumpanyang pinagtatrabahuhan nila. Because journalists play an important role mm, sa pagpo-promulgate ng mga information na meron tayo. Okay? And class, believe it or not, the media that we are seeing shape us kung ano yung information na sa tingin natin ay importante at hindi. Okay? And then number three, how can media authorities address excessive media concentration if they don't know who is behind the media steering wheel? So yung mismong media authorities na, paano nila makokontrol yung mga lumalabas na information, 'di ba? Kung hindi nila alam kung sino yung nasa likod nun. Therefore pala class, itong mga questions na to, these three questions class, it they tell us that ownership matters. So in media, when it comes to the media ownership and control, the transparency also matters. Okay? Kasi pag hindi transparent ang media class, mahirap malaman kung may bias, hidden agenda, and even class the what we call political influence. Okay? So that is why the media ownership and then media control matters. Okay? So let's move forward to the next slide. So ito, an example of the media that we're seeing, print media class, the newspapers, broadcast media, okay? Ito, in the television and then the live reporting. Okay? So ginamit lang sila as an example of the primary media that we are seeing, especially the information na finifeed sa atin. Okay? May hindi dyan nalaga. Example is the Facebook Live. Okay? So yun. Okay, so for this part class, I just want to simplify it. It's all about the Constitution. Yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina, the 1987 Constitution, specifically in the Article 16, Section 11, okay? It says here that the ownership and the management of mass media shall be limited to the citizens of the Philippines, to corporations, cooperatives, or associations wholly owned and managed by such citizens. So yan, class. Malinaw na ipinakikita dyan, class, na Filipino lang yung may karapatan at may control sa Philippine media. Ibig sabihin, class, this, pakitandaan, in 1987 Constitution, Article 15, Section 11, it tells us about who uh, owns the media in the Philippines and who manages it. Okay? So lahat yan, class, hindi pwedeng makontrol ng other foreigners. Tayo lang mga Filipino ang may karapatan at may kalayaan dan. Okay? So bakit nga ba to naka-stay? First of all, class, is para maprotektahan yung tinatawag nating sovereignty. Okay? Malaya tayo sa impluensya ng ibang bansa. Pangalawa, to promote our national identity, and of course, for us to manifest what we call security. Okay? So yun. The freedom to information and then yung rights doon ay nasa atin. Okay? Ito naman, class, let's move forward to the second tawag dito, decree na nagbibigay or nagsasabi sa atin kung sino yung makaka-rule and then uh, tawag dito, nagro-rule and pwedeng mag-run ng specific media sa Pilipinas. Okay? We have here the Presidential Decree number 1018. So ito, class, are you familiar with this date? September 22, 1976. Okay, class, so if you are going to reflect, it happened, class, the 1976 during the martial law, right? So it's issued during Marcos era, okay? The PD 1018. So the main role na ginampanan nito is it strengthened the rule that only Filipinos can own and run our own media. So yan, the Presidential Decree number 1018. So, sinasabi dito, class, in its section 3, kung may any foreigner alien residing in the Philippines and any foreign corporation doing business in the Philippines who prints or publishes or causes to be printed or published abroad or any newspaper, magazine, periodical, or other publication but circulates or causes the circulation of the same in the Philippines shall be covered by or be subject by the provisions of this decree. In simplified term, class, ibig sabihin yan, if may foreigner or foreign company na nagpiprint, nagtitry mag-manipulate ng newspaper or any media, magazine, newspaper or magazine abroad at pinadala dito para mag-circulate, ay dapat covered sila, class. Covered din sila netong batas na to. Okay? So, yon, lahat ng papasok na tawag dito, printed the newspapers or even magazines, lahat yun class na magiging papasok dito sa Pilipinas ay magiging subjected dito sa batas na to. Magiging under sila niyan. Ibig sabihin, magkakaroon ng control pa rin yung mga Filipinos, okay? Kung aling information yung ipapakita, ilalabas, and they have also the power to absolutely control kung ano yung information, kung ano-ano yung mga information niya na yun. So, eto naman, yung Section 4. Eto, kung may foreign publication na gustong i-circulate sa Pilipinas, sinasabi dito na kailangang dumaan sa Filipino distributor. So yun, just like what I mentioned kanina, napa-advance natin. So, yung mga Filipino side naman na yun, these Filipino people, sila ngayon yung responsable doon sa mga, tawag dito, legal issues na kahaharapin nung information na yun. What are the legal issues? It could be libel and then other violation acts. Okay. So, dito, sinasabi class, the Philippine media landscape is a product of and subject to a stormy history that is characterized by recurring patterns, attempts of intimidation, let it be during the Spanish or to American colonization, Japanese occupation, or even the martial law. So, class, tandaan natin yung sinasabi dito. The Philippine media has stormy history. Okay? Marami na siyang pinagdaanan even during the Spanish colonization, uh, American colonization, Japanese occupation, and even in the martial law. Okay? Bakit? So, ano pala ang tinatry nito i-implicate o sabihin sa atin? Class, we can therefore conclude that the media freedom has always been vulnerable. Okay? Ownership, this ownership class, kung ganun pala, is often or madalas naiimpluwensyahan kung ano yung content na maari lang makita ng mga Pilipino. Okay? During the martial law era class, noon bawal kang maglabas ng mga articles na lahat ay na pumapatungkol sa pagkalaban sa gobyerno. During the Spanish colonization sa ating bansa, okay? Maraming mga tawag dito, dyaryo noon ang ipinasara din because it feeds people the information na dapat ay hindi nalalaman. Okay? During the American colonization class, diyan, naging permitted din, subjected din, if you're going to tackle it back during, sa history of discussion natin, 'di ba? Dito, ginawa yung mga political caricatures, okay? Kasi class, even the media outlet noon, hindi rin pinapayagan na maglabas ng mga information na against dun sa government na nakaupo or kumukolonya sa ating bansa. That's why the political caricatures, 'di ba? Yun ay ginawa at naimbento ni Alfred McCoy. So it's just another part of a sharing that I can share dito sa ating klase. Okay, so pumunta naman tayo sa usapin ng media consumption class. So eto na-discuss na natin that media is the plural form of medium that describes any channel. It should be any channel of communication. So, media consumption in the Philippines show how Filipino today favor the screen-based media. Class, ibig sabihin lang nito, popular pa din o patok ang form of media just like television class sa pagde-deliver ng mga information na meron tayo. Okay? Television and as well as the recent trend, the internet and then the social media class is rapidly increasing when it comes to feeding information to people. And that is why this is part of the media consumption in the Philippines. So, eto na nga po, sinabi na natin kanina, pabilisin natin. We have here the first media na i-discuss, the television. So, it has a huge popularity in the Philippines. As a matter of fact, 81% of the Filipinos watch TV. And then, it says here that 71.6% watch at least once a week. Excuse me, nag-alarm yung phone ko. So, yun. This is according to Philippine Statistics Authority. Ito naman class, masyadong maraming figure dito, but it says here that merong high concentration sa TV. Ibig sabihin, it is still the most trusted and the most consumed media form. So real life example class is the ABS-CBN, okay? And then the GMA. Ayan. Pero sinasabi nowadays in the recent surveys, mas malawak na daw yung reach ng GMA. Pero okay, as pero when it comes to the online reach nila, mas popular pa rin ang reach ng ABS-CBN. Okay? So, bigyan natin ng example nito, class. What is the biggest media ownership issue na kinaharap ng bansa? It was when yung ABS-CBN is pinashut down. Okay? So that is the biggest example of government and ownership issues that affected the information access of the Filipino people. Nung ipasara during the Duterte administration, 2016, okay? Something or y- twe- during those during that administration of Duterte class, former President Rodrigo Duterte, pinasara ang ABS-CBN. And this is an example of the government and ownership issues, 'di ba, ng media na nakaapekto sa atin. Okay? So ito, sabi ko nga, TV5, it's owned by Manuel V. Pangilinan. The CNN, Antonio Cabangon Chua. Okay? However, class, 'di ba yung meron na ngayong nagsara na media outlet, okay? I don't know if that is this. Anyway, okay, so pumunta tayo sa next media. It is radio. So, according to this lesson class, the radio is the second most used and trusted source of political information in the Philippines. Mostly, our mga lolo, lola, tatay, yung mahilig makinig ng mga radyo. Mga tatay na pinanganak during the 1960s, sino makaka-relate, mahilig sila makinig ng radyo. Therefore, class, radio is the second and most trusted, okay, political source of political information in the Philippines. So, sinasabi diyan 41.8 uh, percent pa rin yung weekly ay nakikinig ng balita. Ako ay mahilig din ako makinig ng radyo, but I prefer the tawag dito FM station, yung mga kanta-kanta, mga tawag dito Barangay LS Love Story, mga ganyan. Okay? The FM. However, class, pagka news, it's the AM. Okay? So, puntahan natin to dito. Sa mga probinsya class, ito yung mga common na pinakikinggan natin ng mga radyo. DZBB, ito yung madalas kong naririnig. Okay? DZRH. Okay? So, ito class, DZMM, it is owned by the Lopez family. It is under the ABS-CBN Incorporated. The DZBB naman is under the Gozan family, and then the Jimenez, Jimenez family. Okay? It's under, of course, the GMA network. Okay, Presidential Communications Operation Office is the PBS, and then DZRH class. May sinasabing 15%. This is owned naman by the Elizalde family under to ng Manila Broadcasting Company. Okay, so yan. High audience concentration for the radio, and that is why ito daw ang second most trusted media pa rin sa ating bansa. Okay. Now, class, this is what I'm saying kanina in the beginning of this lesson, that there is a rising trend when it comes to the information that we see. Okay? Nakita na din natin siya sa tinatawag nating mga online sites. Okay? It says here that with almost everyone's eyes stuck on the smartphone or a mobile screen, it is not surprising that almost half, or 43.5% of Filipinos are internet users, which means they have access to the internet at home using any device. Tandaan lang natin that, ayan, it's a rising trend, okay? 43.5% of the Filipinos nowadays have internet access. Okay? So, in the Philippines class, sinasabi that we ranked 15th among the countries with most internet users, and is among the 4 countries worldwide that they're using what we call social networking. So, class dito, sinasabi 3 hours ng mga Filipino people ang nagagamit ay nai-spend online, okay? Specifically sa social media, 3 hours pataas. That's the average online consumption of the Filipinos. Okay? So to, ano ang tinatry nitong i-implicate kung ganon? Mas malakas ngayon ang tinatawag nating digital media kumpara sa print medias. Okay? Class kasi yung mga influencers, the bloggers, there is a difference between vloggers, letter V, and then bloggers, yung tinatawag nating letter B. Later on, you'll know the difference about them, okay, are now also in media. However, class, I would just like to emphasize that as communication majors, we shouldn't be relying on vloggers and bloggers when it comes to the news that we are going to consume. It's still at the very end of the day, journalists' duty the to provide us the most tawag dito, um, the most right information, okay? The most accurate information. Hindi mga vloggers at hindi mga influencers lang or TikTokers online. See? Gets? Okay. Now we have here the print media. Ito class yung bumababa na yung consumption nowadays. Okay? It says in the survey that only 1 out of 10 Filipinos read newspaper daily. Okay? So yan, parang ako nung huling basa ko pa niyan ay grade 8. Yun. Yung mga araw na inaabangan ko pa yung mga bagong ah, tawag dito yung mga story na lalabas doon sa dyaryo. Okay? Tapos magsasagot ka ng mga crossword na hindi mo naman natatapos. So yun. So class, we have here the classification of this print media. Meron tayong tinatawag na newspaper and then broadsheets. Yung mga newspaper class, these are the newspaper that are smaller in size, so cheaper. May tabloid tayong tinatawag. So it's all about more on the entertainment and crime. So class, eto mga medyo vulgar yung mga salita dito sa tabloids, small newspapers, okay? Mas mura kasi to class then kumpara sa mga tinatawag nating broadsheets. Ito, yung mga tabloids class kadalasan written to in Tagalog. That's what I remember. And then broadsheets class, ito yung may Filipino and then marami din ito English. Okay? These broadsheets class are more formal. Meron sila may tinatawag tong parte na business and then lifestyle sections. In addition to news, features, and even sports na nagsabi ng mga trend worldwide and then in the country. That's what I remember. Okay. So example of tabloid class. What can you give me an example of tabloid? We have here, I remember the Bulgar. Okay. So yung Bulgar, meron pa dun mga babae yung cover na nakabikini, ganyan. And then the Abante. Okay. Example naman ng mga broadsheets. Nowadays, Philippine Daily Inquirer. Pero to ngayon, nasa ano na to eh, nag-online news na 'to madalas din. Philippine Daily Inquirer and then the Manila Bulletin. It's an example of broadsheets. Okay? Ayan. Ay, yun no. Ito nga yun no, class. Bulgar, Abante. Example ng mga tabloid. Okay? Example of broadsheets naman. Philippine Star. Okay? So, yan yung pinaka familiar ako. And then, Sunday, Inquirer Sunday. Yan. So, yun class. So, let's have tawag dito, mm, a short recap. Ano pala ngayon yung masasabi natin about this issue or this trends. So in media ownership class, sinasabi dito that in the Philippines, it is when we say media ownership, let us remember that it is restricted only to Filipinos. That is according to the 1987 Constitution are under what article? Under Article 15, Section 11. As well as, meron din tayo noon na presidential decree rather, 1018. Okay? It was highlighted during the martial law na Filipino lamang ang maaaring magkaroon ng kontrol sa media. Okay? Ano naman ngayon ang sinasabi ng media ownership and control na to sa atin? Sa pamamagitan class ng media ownership na naka-under ito sa mga Filipino lamang at exclusive para sa mga Filipino lamang, it ensures the what we call national security. Pinakikita rin dito yung soberanya. And then, protection natin against the foreign influence. So it should be. and it must be limited to Filipinos only so that we exercise our sovereign rights. Okay? In Philippine media history class, it shows the recurring control and then intimidation. Just like the issues na mga sinabi natin kanina, nabanggit natin, pagpapasaran ng ABS during the martial law class na nilimitahan din yung mga radio, yung mga information na lalabas. Even the radio stations back then na ipasara. Okay? So, class, yung pinakikita ng lahat ng pinagdaanan ng Philippine media na kung gaano kahalaga yung tinatawag nating media ownership transparency. Okay? Bakit nga ba mahalaga ang tinatawag nating transparency sa media ownership? Kasi yung sinabi natin kanina, kapag alam natin kung sino yung may-ari ng media, mas nagkakaroon tayo ng insights kung gaano ka-verified yung mga information na maaaring lalabas doon. We are also gaining ideas kung sino yung nakaka-impluensya. Okay? What are the other conclusions na masasabi pa natin kung ibabalik natin ang mga slides nito? Okay? TV class, okay, is the most watched, is the most trusted form of media pa rin sa ating bansa. Pangalawa yung radyo at pumapangatlo yung internet and social media. While for the print media, the tabloids and the broadsheets class, pinapakita nito yung trend na ito ay patuloy na bumababa ang mga consumers. Okay? So, yun. Eto class, merong isang magandang ano dito. What do you call this? A quotation nilagay ni Ma'am Gemma Bell. It is according to McCombs and Shaw. Okay? Sabi dito, we judge as important what the media judge as important. It should be letter D, not S. Okay? We judge as important what the media judge as important. Ibig sabihin na to class, um, the media that we are seeing is actually feeding us what information we consider are right. Okay? Ibig sabihin, kung ano yung binibigyang pansin nila, kung ano yung kadalasan nilang inuuna, na-shape din neto class pa yung isip natin para magmukhang mahalaga sa atin yung mga information na to. And that is why class, there is a power in media and then the freedom of information na meron tayo. Okay? Yung mga media class, the media ownership and the absolute media control says that kaya nilang piliin kung ano yung pwedeng ma-highlight na information na makikita ng mga consumers at mga uh, listeners or nakapanonood nito, viewers, tinatawag natin. Okay? Because we constantly see or hear it, mga issues na yon, we start believing kung sila ay mahalaga o hindi. And that is why, uh, that is the very reason class kung bakit tayo nakokontrol ng mga media na nakikita natin nowadays. Okay? So that ends our lesson number 10. Thank you.